Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 7 of the Timist Podcast Series. My name is James, and I am the Timist and the host of the thing you're currently listening to. In this episode, we give Conor a break and introduce a new guest by the lovely name of Flavia, aka Mrs. the Timist. She's newer to the watch scene, but ever so passionate about everything that has to do with watches. Also, I love her. But again, it's not weird because she's my wife. Join us as we explore the importance of engaging with your partner in a shared interest or hobby, and also learn a bit about how Flavia first got into watches, her watch journey, and some of the pieces she currently owns. Lastly, we close things out with a Q&A session. All this and more. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a snack as we get started. I am over the moon and super excited to introduce a first-time guest in this format on the Timist Podcast Series, a new collector in the watch space, a big fan of watchmaking, and incidentally, also my wife. Hello, Flavia. How are you?
Hello, friend. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. It is really hot in here, and I don't know how we're going to record these podcasts during the summertime, but yeah, it's hot. Are you hot?
I'm okay.
I'm hot. Thank you so much for agreeing. What? You can't flirt with me on the podcast.
Okay, let's start over.
All right, okay. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm exhausted after a long day at work, but I'm good.
I know, because you work in the other room.
I know.
You work from home. Anything interesting happened today?
Oh, so many things that I cannot talk about.
Oh, okay. Respect. I understand. No worries. Thank you for agreeing to doing this with me. We've done a similar thing many moons ago. We actually recorded it. It was the very first thing that we recorded as a couple that was watch related. It was called He Said, She Said. Remember that?
Yeah. I think that was after Watches and Wonders, right?
I think, yes, it was.
It was, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
We had Eric on the show, and guess what? Eric is back on the show.
Well,
He's with me.
I know who Eric is, but do you wanna explain to the listeners who Eric is?
Eric Cartman, the best character in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Also my emotional support toy.
Yeah. Well, there he is. He's a Cartman plushie, and he's here joining us as the third unofficial guest of episode 7. So why don't we do what we usually do on the podcast and do a quick little wrist check? I will start you off. What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing my Rolex OP36. I just realized is there an official name for the color, or is it just...
There is.
What is it? Because I don't know it.
You know it as the...
Tiffany blue.
And quote unquote official world knows it as the turquoise.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a, I don't know, aquamarine blue or whatever.
Right. Something complicated and fancy.
Yeah.
Turquoise sounds fancy.
Yeah, it is.
I will add that you haven't actually taken that thing off since you got it in, was it middle of March?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My mom's birthday.
Heck yeah.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. Okay. Happy birthday, Mom, but mostly to you.
Yeah.
Are you curious to know what I'm wearing?
Yes. I can see it, but yes.
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, you can't. I'm wearing the GMT Master 2 Rolex 126710 BLRO. Nice. The Pepsi. And you're a fan of this?
Yes, I love it. I loved it since I saw it. Yeah.
I know.
Unlike someone else. I know.
You were right. You were right this whole time.
Yep.
I had my mind set on the Sea Dweller, but you were right.
Yep.
Hey.
Funny how that works.
When you're right, you're right.
Which is always.
All right, then.
Okay. Hey, did I tell you that my dad always used to say that I have a good voice for radio?
Did he really?
Yeah.
I support this endeavor.
We'll see. If I get offers from other podcasts, don't be jealous.
Okay. I need to vet them first. I need to screen them. Plus, I gotta write you like a writer. You know, like when you show up on location, you need to have like, a bag full of M&Ms with all the green ones taken out.
My requirements will be... I will be so obnoxious. If I ever make it to where I'm famous, oh my God, the world is not ready.
What's something that you would absolutely require on set?
Ooh, I never thought about it. I don't know. Fiji water, probably. Obviously, another room just for Eric.
Right. Oh my God. Okay, so he's going on along for the ride.
Yeah,
He's with you all the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where am I here?
Or you're my agent or
right.
something, right? Manager, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Publicist.
You were gonna your work is gonna be so hard. I feel bad, but you gotta do what you gotta do. fend off those paparazzis. It's gonna be rough, but you'll make it.
I'll manage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, respect. Let's see. Shall we actually transition into the main meat and potatoes of this episode?
Which is what?
Which is, well, a couple of weeks ago.
Watches.
Watches. Right. The Timist Podcast Series talks about watches. The topic at hand is actually something that I've spoken with quite a few folks on Instagram, and that is the importance of engaging with your partner in a shared hobby or interest.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I figured that, we can relate to that because unfortunately, you have to put up with me.
No.
Yes.
It's not like that.
It's like that a little bit.
And you have to put up with me with my weird stuff.
No, that's not like that.
Okay.
Shall we dive into it a little bit and kind of talk about how we've grown and evolved from, our individual sort of selves into sharing our hobbies and partaking and exposing, what we enjoy doing to the other person, and then how we've grown to not only accept but also enjoy the same hobby?
Yeah, well, I think, of course, as individuals, it's okay for you to have the things that you love that the other person might not be interested in. But I feel like inadvertently, is that how you say that? I'm not a native speaker, so you automatically get involved in one way or another, right? Like, I love reading, right? I love books. And so I would read the book, and then at the end of the day, like, I have to talk to someone about it. And even though you're not reading the same book, I'll come to you and I'll be like, okay, so this is what happened today. This is what I read. You probably don't care, but I have to talk to someone. And sometimes you got really into the story with me, right?
I was going to say, it started out with like, I need to tell someone about what I just read. And then I would listen, and then I would be intrigued. And then over time, as you got deeper and deeper into reading, I would just randomly ask you, how's the new book?
Yeah. And you would be interested too. And you would ask me, like, what did you read today? What happened? And I think the same happened with us and watches. You have always been interested in watches. You've started being more interested, I think, in the pandemic, right? When you were just watching YouTubes and videos and things like that. And that's kind of when I got sucked into it because, you were watching something. I was next to you. I was like, oh, what's that? That's a pretty watch. So, yeah, I think that's how it happened for us.
It was natural and organic. It wasn't really forced. And I know that sometimes in relationships, it can be difficult when one person wants the other person to be interested and get involved into what they're doing so that they can spend quality time with them while they're doing that thing. Sometimes that doesn't work, right? Sometimes that's not the case, but...
And that's okay. It doesn't always have to work that way, right? Like, it's okay to have your own thing.
100%. It's just critical for both parties to be aligned and on the same page, because if I feel like, hey, it's okay for me to step away and, do a bunch of watch stuff, and you actually don't see it that way, then that can become a friction point.
Yeah, of course.
So both parties, I feel like, have to be on the same page and have this understanding of like, I'm going to go shoot some footage of a watch and work on, some camera and photography and videography edits. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
In the interim, you might be reading or whatever it is that you want to do that's your thing. We have like that unique shared thing that we understand between the two of us and are also okay to partake in it in an individual instance.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
And yes, I did get more into watches during the pandemic, during 2020, actually. Do you want to tell the story, or should I tell the story of how we purchased the very first quote unquote luxury watch?
No, you should tell the story. You're a better storyteller.
You're very kind. I think you are, but okay, I guess I'll do it.
Go on, do it.
Do it. You won't. So it was 2020. It was, I believe it was September. There was a service that needed to be done on my car.
How do you remember this, but not other things that are, probably more important? What? I don't even remember that.
I don't remember people's birthdays.
Okay, who cares about that?
Or most people's names.
Screw those people. Who cares about their names?
This I remember. Yeah. I had to take the car into Seattle for service, and they gave me a loaner, and I decided to go watch, quote unquote, shopping. I was curious to check out some watches. I wanted to compare the Breitling Navitimer to the Breitling Avenger.
There's no comparison, by the way. There, I solved the case.
Okay. All right. Well,
problem solved.
You're so open and welcoming of other people's opinions. Fixed it. There you go. Done. We're done here. Let's move on. I was curious to compare the Navitimer to the Avenger, the Breitling Avenger. And there was always, and you know this, like very early on, even when we met, you knew that like my dream was to own a Breitling one day. And that stems from my desire.
No, I'm pretty sure your dream was to own the Navitimer. Well, a Breitling, but namely the Navitimer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. However, as the years passed, I kept looking at the Breitling Avenger, specifically the night mission, like the 45mm night mission in titanium, because you know how I have a thing for titanium.
Yeah, everyone does.
Well,
everyone knows, I mean.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if it hasn't been known up until now, then what have you been doing? But I went to a local AD and I was looking at the Navitimer and I was looking at the Avenger and I was weighing the pros and the cons. And then I also knew that in 2017, 2018 era, Breitling had stepped away from the winged logo.
Which was such a weird thing to do.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I don't like that. No, the wings were iconic. And they still are. Bring them back. Did they bring them back yet?
The AOPA.
Talk to George. What's his name?
Talk to George Kearns.
Yeah, talk to him. Like, you gotta just...
That's exactly how I'll approach him. I'll send him
George.
Yeah, George, listen, my wife said to talk to you. And here I am.
Let me talk to him.
Georgie, sit down.
Yeah.
Listen. Well, it's a super in-depth thing, right? And originally speaking, like the Breitling logo was that stylized B, and then they went to the wings, and then there was the AOPA, and there's like eras that are tied to the Breitling logo itself.
Yeah, but I feel like it's really risky to change the logo of a brand. Can you imagine Rolex just one day deciding that they're going to change their
crown?
Like that's a risky thing to do, in my opinion. So I don't know why they would go back and forth. Just keep the wings. They're beautiful. It's iconic. There you go.
So yes, I mean, and Rolex has adjusted the crown, the coronet over the years, you know, here and there. It's not exactly the same.
Okay, sure. But like to go from wings to a B, like that's very different.
Anyway, you know that I was super into the Navitimer, and now I was kind of torn and on the fence, and I wasn't quite sure which way I wanted to go eventually. Not that we were explicitly in the market to buy our first luxury watch. You know how I am. I like to have a locked plan in place, even if I'm not in the market specifically. I want to know that when I am on the market, I know exactly what we're going to get. And so I took notes. I came home and I did a sort of side-by-side comparison between the Navitimer and the Avenger. And then I took to Facebook, and the Breitling owners Facebook group were kind enough to accept me into the Facebook group, even though I wasn't a Breitling owner.
Yeah.
They're a great bunch of people. They're super kind, super warm and welcoming, and very, very just warm. They're warm people.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I kind of posted up a couple photos, and I compared the Avenger to the Navitimer and like what I felt was important to me. How, you know, the Avenger had the winged logo, whereas the Navitimer since 2017-18 had the stylized B, but I really liked the wing logo because that was the logo that was basically on the market when I first kind of discovered Breitling.
Yeah.
And I want an exhibition case back. I wanted the B01 in-house movement, just a lot of things, just kind of going back and forth. And I posted that on the Facebook group, and, you know, there's a lot of interaction, a lot of people commenting and sharing their thoughts and opinions. And then my friend and good buddy Saif, who was and still is actually an employee at the New York flagship boutique, sends me a Facebook message on the side. He sends me a DM and he goes, what if I told you that there was something exactly like that? And by like that, I mean exactly what you outlined as the most important things to you.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Also, how were you friends with Saif?
I wasn't. He's part of the Facebook group.
But you said my friend Saif. I mean, I know you were talking to him, but how did you, just because of the Breitling owners group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone's my friend.
No, I know. I didn't remember how
we met.
Yeah, and why he reached out to you.
Yeah, again, I posted in the Facebook group, in the Breitling Facebook group, and he saw that, of course, and so he just decided to message me on the side. And so I was like, what are you talking about? Please tell me more. And he goes, well, it's not listed anywhere, but there's a Breitling Navitimer B01 46mm Legacy Edition, which I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And the Legacy Edition essentially includes everything that I wanted. I want an exhibition case back, B01 movement, 46mm case, and a winged logo. And he goes, I have two of them. They're not listed on the website anywhere, not on Breitling.com, not anywhere really. That it was kind of like a silent release from Breitling.
Which is weird.
He said that there was only two, right? He had the blue dial and he had the black dial. And, well, yeah.
I remember you came running into the living room.
And I didn't really say anything, but I guess there's a look that I have.
Yeah.
And what does that look say to you?
Please, can I have this? It's special edition, limited edition, the most special thing ever in the world to ever exist. Please, can I have it? How can we make this happen, please?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I know, I was there.
You were there, and that's sort of how the proverbial snowball got formed, and now it's huge.
And he shipped it to you when you got it, I think like 2 or 3 days before your birthday.
That's right. I got it in October, a couple days before my birthday, and he was so kind and so sweet. And the box was huge. It was half the size of our couch. And he included a bunch of swag and cool stuff. There's a duffel bag, a couple of caps, a shirt. He also threw in a leather strap. No, actually, he threw in the metal bracelet. The full metal bracelet, because I wanted to have both. I wanted the leather strap and the bracelet. Options. And I remember it arrived, and I got really emotional.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. That was very nice of him.
Yeah. Saif, if you're listening, you're the man. Thank you. And that's how we kind of got started into watches, kind of super serial. But that I've been into watches since I was a kid.
Oh, hey, remember how you said that, this is the watch, this is the grail watch, like this is it. I won't ask for anything. I won't want anything anymore. Funny how that turned out. 4 years later. Wait, was it 4 or 5? Was it 2019 or 2020?
It was 2020.
2020. Okay, 4 years later.
So what? After the Navitimer, we got the Cartier Tank for our wedding anniversary, which is a joint shared watch.
It's a joint custody watch.
Joint custody watch. And then we got the Sea Dweller.
Yeah.
And then we got the Speedmaster Silver Snoopy.
Yeah. And then the Pepsi. Well, and then my OP and then the Pepsi.
Your OP and then the Pepsi. And then there was a couple in between that, weren't quite as, let's say, destructive to our bank account.
Yeah.
So they don't really count.
They count.
They count. Yeah. So that's how we got into watches. And obviously we were watching YouTube videos. Do you remember the first video that we watched together for watches?
God, no.
No.
No, do you? Of course you do.
Well, I think it was, so the main 3 channels that I think we were watching was Watchfinder with Andrew Morgan.
Yeah.
Because, Andrew Morgan, he's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Andrew Morgan. His
writing style is just amazing.
I love that British humor. It's just, it's perfection.
So we went from Andrew Morgan and Watchfinder, and then we were watching...
Roman Sharf, probably.
Roman Sharf, right. I found it just fascinating that there was a whole gray market, which I didn't even know existed, with the whole going to special events and catering to different markets and traveling and delivering watches. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, I didn't know either.
And then we also...
The Crazy Dutchman, probably.
The Crazy Dutchman, Nico. Yeah. Nico was, he was like nothing I've ever seen in the watch space, which...
Not that we were seeing much to begin with, but...
True.
Yeah.
But we weren't expecting a Crazy Dutchman to kind of explode on the scene and say the things he said.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you were kind of sitting down, and I think the variety of like unknown gray market, what happens with watches, plus like funny Andrew Morgan, informative historical stuff from Watchfinder, plus very loud, very kind of explosive Nico watch content kind of grabbed us, and we were...
Yes, and then I saw my first Patek and I was like, well, I'm here to stay.
It's funny how you instantly were like, oh my God, this is the greatest.
Yeah.
Do you know the exact grail?
Yeah, $24.99.
$24.99. Of course you do. Yeah.
But no, Patek can sell me any watch. It doesn't even matter. Just any watch, I will take it. Probably not right now. Let me talk to my bank, because the way my account works.
Right. I got the checkings and the savings and
yeah. But it's I really think they're just the best.
Are they the first brand that really you love every single piece in their catalog?
I mean, what do you mean the first? The one and only, or?
Well, like the one where you go, there's nothing...
There's no Patek that I don't like, yes. I don't know if they're the only ones, because, for example, Rolex, like I don't think... Obviously, aside from the monstrosity that they make...
Here we go.
That deep sea, just can a tuna.
The titanium?
Yeah. So other than that, but that's not an ugly watch. That's just a big unnecessary watch, but it's not ugly. So yeah, I don't think there's a Rolex that I don't like.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
Because you say it's unnecessary. What about that person that's like 7'2" and 340 pounds of muscle, and they're into watches and they want to wear a watch and their wrists are huge? What about that person? Maybe that's who that watch is made for.
But see, I don't think you should buy or you should like watches based on how you look necessarily. Because if that man wants to wear
or woman
wants to wear a pink OP, by all means, go ahead. Like, they don't have to be limited to a ginormous piece of metal.
Let's say even a 40 or 41 OP. Like, literally, there's not enough metal to wrap around that person's wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, you need that diver extension. You need that whole accoutrement.
What if they don't like it? They should just buy it just because it fits. Maybe that's the company's fault. You should make more watches that fit everyone. Just saying.
Yeah, okay, well, that's a valid point. Yeah. Adjustable clasps on everything.
Yeah, why not?
We've talked about watches a lot, but I've learned so much from you, from just being around you and joining you on book runs, but also we're going to the mall and we stop by, Sephora, and I know what foundation is.
I know what foundation is.
I know concealer. Okay. I know setting powder. Yep. I know there's
Tell
shimmer.
me one makeup brand right now. 3, 2, 1.
Bobbi Brown.
Okay, good.
Right?
Yeah. It's one of the OGs.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I know.
Come on, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Tatcha's one.
Oh my God, look at you go.
Yep, I know.
Okay, tell me 2 more.
Let's see. There's Chanel, obviously.
Okay.
Chanel makes makeup.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell me 2 celebrity makeup brands.
Well, Rihanna makes one.
Okay, well, what's the name? Because it's not Rihanna makeup.
Oh, that's easy.
Makeup by Rihanna.
It's Riri, of course.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Riri?
It's Fenty.
Right. Fenty. See, yep, I knew that. And there's the one that's like Brazil. The Brazil butter. The Roca de Cordões.
Sol de Janeiro.
That's what it is. Sol de Janeiro.
That's not makeup, that's body care. Anyway, no, you passed the test. You did good. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, see, I know. Troca de Cordões. For anybody that doesn't know, that's a Bob's Burgers reference. It's a good episode where Gyro.
Oh my God, I can have the Ritz Crunchy? Oh, no, give that back.
No, that was a mistake. Give me back the Ritz Crunchy.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
You did such a good Bob.
No, that was terrible. This won't make it in the episode.
Yes, you will.
And what else?
Books.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So there's the Fourth Wing.
Okay.
I know things about the Fourth Wing.
Right. Dragons and stuff.
Dragons and things and stuff. And then they fly. And I know that they have superpowers. And then I know that their riders are the only people that can hear them speak. Mm-hmm. What else? Oh, what's the series right now that you're watching or that we were watching with Hudson?
Oh, Holder.
The
Killing,
right. Where I'll come in at like the tail end of a season and there's like 2 or 3 episodes left and I'll sit down and you'll be like, sit and watch. And I'll be like, no.
And then you start being interested in something that I've watched for like 3 weeks. And then you start asking questions like, who's this guy? Who's that guy? What'd he do? Why is she running? And I'm like, can we just start over and let's watch things together?
But see, because I don't want to.
No, of course.
But then we do. But you like that, right? We're like, what?
No, I would much like it if you would just join me from the beginning, because every show that I like and that I watch has been great. I don't think you've ever watched something because of me that you hated.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever made you watch anything.
Oh my God, I have like 3 right now that I can give you.
Go ahead. What are they?
3 movies or shows that I watched because of you and I hated?
Yeah.
Oh my God, The Goonies. That's like the bane of my existence.
I can't believe it.
Horrible movie.
I can't believe it.
The Goonies.
The Goonies is a classic.
It's a classic piece of...
Oh my God, don't you dare. The Goonies is amazing. Okay? It's a staple.
And I'm sure I can come up with at least 3 more.
What's his name? Sean Astin?
Okay, well, Sean Astin was the best thing in the movie. No.
Josh Brolin?
Okay, that too.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That movie's terrible. I can't even.
It's a great movie.
No, it's not.
What else?
I can't right now because you put me on the spot, but I'm sure I can figure out. Mm-hmm. I have more. I'll make a list for you.
If you say so.
You can read it next time.
I'm good.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think we've sort of imparted individual knowledge onto each other as far as like things that you like to listen to, whether it's a podcast or a show or a documentary. And I've imparted things about titanium and the SR-71 Blackbird and aerodynamics and watches and stuff like that,
absolutely.
right? It's funny because I think this can go, again, we mentioned it earlier, but it can go one of two ways. You either are like, no, thank you. And that's also okay for both parties, so long as they're aligned and on the same page. Everyone can enjoy what they like to do in their own time. But also, you won't know until you try. So offer things up to your partner, your significant other, even your close friends of like, hey, this is what I'm into, to sort of sample and see if maybe they'll be captured or intrigued and they'll want to join in.
Yeah, absolutely.
The more the merrier.
Relationship advice. Look at us.
Okay. That's what this is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to watches, though. Let's talk some more.
Yeah, how about you ask me how I got into watches?
Hey, babe.
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
How'd you get into watches?
Thank you for asking. Actually, the first watch that I remember ever getting or having, it was gifted to me by my uncles, my mom's twin brothers. It was either a Casio or the Romanian version of a Casio.
Okay.
I don't know which one it is. Probably the second.
No, the Casio's already pretty inexpensive. Why would anyone go through the trouble?
Well, here's why. Because, so I remember getting that. And then I remember maybe a year later, I got another one because the first one broke. So knowing what we know about Casios and how they're pretty indestructible, even though I do have a specific set of skills when it comes to just breaking things. So I don't know. I was actually very strong for my age. And I just broke a Casio, or it was just, or maybe I lost it, or maybe I broke it. I don't know.
How old were you?
I don't know. I want to say 7, 8.
You're a strong child.
Yeah, I guess, apparently. So I don't know if I lost it. I don't know if I broke it, but I got another one. And I think I got maybe like 3
Casios
throughout, my childhood.
Can you describe any of them?
Yeah, they were the small, kind of rectangular with a teeny tiny screen. I don't know any names or codes or anything like that. But yeah, that was my first introduction to watches, the first watch that I remember.
That's adorable.
And then for some reason, I think I was maybe 13-ish, maybe 12 to 13. My parents got me this really nice watch. It was a white leather strap. The watch was silver and it was an oval with a white dial. They had Roman numerals and it was a little distorted, the dial, kind of like the crash.
What?
It was a beautiful, I don't know why they bought me that watch. I was like 12. I don't know why they bought me that watch, but it was beautiful. Sure enough, I broke it very shortly.
Okay. All right.
Did. And I feel so sad to this day because it was beautiful.
Do you know what happened to it?
Yes, I was at my grandma's place. I had put dish soap in, how do you say that?
It's the bowl.
Right, because I was trying to make bubbles. And I submerged my entire arm in the bowl of water with soap. And obviously it wasn't waterproof, so it broke.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then after that, I don't know if I remember having a watch for the longest time. Funny enough, the person who got me back into watches was your mother. When she bought me, yep. The look on your face.
What are you talking about?
She did what?
Not the Timist got you into watches. The Timist's mother.
Well, yeah.
Back into watches.
When she got me that small, very nice gold watch for our wedding. Do you remember that watch?
No.
What? Oh my God. How do you not remember the gold watch?
I don't remember.
You had a very small dial. It was black and it was gold and it had this like really pretty design on the bracelet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember that.
Remember. I don't have it anymore because she had
If
one.
you're going to say because you broke it.
No. I did not know. She had one herself, but I think something happened to hers. She lost it or something, so I gave her mine because I know how much she loved it. So she has it now.
So kind and nice of you.
I am like that sometimes. It's very rare.
Okay, then.
Very, very rare.
Okay, then. So she brought you back into watches.
Yeah, and then she actually bought me quite a few. They were obviously those, fashion watches like Michael Kors and Guess, but she bought me quite a few of those. Yeah, you bought me a Michael Kors watch too, remember?
I did. I do.
It's
remember.
when I got my job at Wells Fargo. I obviously have that watch still, but it doesn't work. I think I replaced the battery, but it died again. So
who replaced the battery?
I did.
That's right.
With my
you
little
did.
tools.
Oh my God.
I have little watch tools.
I was so proud and so impressed. You just did that on your own. You ordered it from Amazon, everything, and it came in, and you
I'm
sat
not going
down.
to spend God knows how much to go to a watchmaker and have a battery replaced, because I did that once and I was outraged by the price. So
I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for you, babe.
Yeah.
Nice job. Yeah, I remember it was a Mother of Pearl dial, I think, the Michael Kors.
No, that was the second watch.
The
second Michael Kors watch that your dad bought me for my birthday one time.
Oh, okay.
I have that too.
Nice. And then
I guess the OP that I now have.
that was a huge gap though between the last watch that you got and the OP.
Well, I told you a few fashion watches in the meantime.
Yeah.
And of course my Apple Watch. Like I wore my Apple Watch, which I still have.
Right.
I don't really wear it anymore, because why would you when you have a Rolex?
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, I wore the Apple Watch up until you got me the Rolex. I love that watch. I mean, I know it's not necessarily a watch.
It's a watch.
Yeah.
It serves its purposes.
Yeah.
Tell me, because I've already told this story to the close circle of friends that we have that are into watches, but we were watching Teddy's.
Oh, yeah. He made a video about, I think, inexpensive watches or something, and I saw the Tissot. They have a PRX, is it?
That's right.
With the same type of color.
Yeah.
I just really love the color. Yeah, and I was interested in that, but not as much because I don't like the whole...
integrated bracelet thing.
I don't like that's a bit much.
Yeah.
But I do love the color, so... it's pretty much the same, right? Tissot, Rolex, same thing.
I mean, same
right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Tom's script on one of the videos that he made after Andrew left on Watchfinder, where he was going through a bunch of really cool watches within different brands' lineups and portfolio. And most often he would end with also comes in
Oh, yeah, I saw that too, yeah.
also comes in turquoise or Tiffany blue.
I mean, I feel like a lot of brands have tried to replicate this watch.
Yeah, so I mean, with the introduction of the multicolored dials in the OP line that Rolex introduced, there was definitely an uptick in like fun colors.
No, this color, this specific fun color.
I'm trying to be
because I've seen let's just call it as it is.
Okay.
I've seen watches that I had to stop and be like, oh my God, is that an OP? And sure enough, no, it's something that looks, and they know what they're doing and they're doing it on purpose.
I mean,
I said it.
if you can't beat them,
copy them.
join them.
Okay.
I
don't like that. I don't like...
Babe, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, but what does that say about you as a brand? Like, make your own stuff. Come up with your own color that's legendary and epic. Not that Rolex came up with this color. That's not what I'm saying. Just,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
The spirit is there.
Yeah.
I get you. What a jump. Yeah, the last watch you had officially outside of the Apple Watch was the Michael Kors. Mm-hmm. And then you went to the Tiffany OP.
Yeah, and this is where it ends.
This is not
it
where
ends.
No, it
with
doesn't.
The wrong...
No, it doesn't, babe.
Unless we win the lottery and we'll buy all the watches. But no, I'm fine with this one forever and ever.
The context of the listeners.
Are you listening, Conor? Forever and ever. This is the only watch.
Never say never, babe. Come on. I mean, look at me, right? The Navitimer was supposed to be the one.
I mean, yeah.
Context to folks, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about watches. We were kind of browsing around. I think we were walking around the mall, and you said, this watch, I really feel like it'll keep me going for at least, and then like kind of I leaned in because I was super excited because I was like, whatever number or date or years or months or however long she calls out, it'll still be finite. It'll still end eventually, and then we can look at the next one for her. And you said, this will keep me going for at least...
forever. And I'm saying it again.
Forever. Yeah, well, I believe.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I believe.
Oh, yeah. I know.
It's a beautiful hobby. It hurts no one.
It's an expensive hobby, James. It doesn't hurt my wallet.
Nah.
No? Oh, funny.
You know, it brings us joy. I mean, look at that dial. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the dial.
Look, I would have never bought this ever in a million years for myself to be like, oh, yeah, let me spend whatever.
7.
On a watch. No. No, but of course it's a beautiful watch. Like that was never an issue. It's beautiful and it's amazing and I'll love it forever and ever. But
I think it's also because of what you prioritize, right? As far as like unnecessary wants, not needs.
Look, let me just say something.
Sure.
I don't understand the world we're living in at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how things can cost what they cost. And I think they cost what they cost because people are willing to pay this amount of money on a watch or whatever it is. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that episode that I listened to from True Crime Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
True Crime Obsessed, podcast with Jillian and Patrick. And they were talking about this guy that had some Rolex and it was a gold Rolex. And Julian was like, yeah, so that was probably like super expensive, like $700 or something. And Patrick's like, that was $60,000. And her mind, I think, was blown at that point. And I completely get it because it's like, it's an object that costs more than a car, maybe.
Most cars, yeah.
You know, I don't get it. And I don't understand why we're here. I feel like, you know how I feel like it's really good. Hold on. Uh-huh. I feel like I'm an alien that was dropped off on this planet with the mission to study humans. And because it's me, I hit my head, lost my memory, and forgot that I'm actually an alien that, you know, I have a mission. And I'm just here behaving like a human, thinking that I'm a human. But I'm like, something's wrong. Like, something's definitely fishy. Like, how are these people spending thousands and thousands of dollars on watches or handbags or even cars? You know, that's how I feel. I promise, like, genuinely, that's how I feel.
And yet somehow, I don't know why, you've been corrupted and sucked into this world.
Well, it's because of you and because you have brought this upon myself and my life.
I'm sure no one can relate.
Like I said, I would never have spent that much money on something that I wanted. Like, I would spend that for you in a heartbeat. I would never spend this amount of money on me because... yeah, I'm thinking like, what else can I buy for this money? Or it just doesn't make sense. It's a watch. I don't know.
It's also where your priorities lie. Like, do you enjoy doing things that are like experiences? You know, like
absolutely, yeah. I would spend $10,000 on a trip to wherever.
Or an Omega Speedmaster Snoopy.
I mean, I love the Snoops, but. Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
I just said I love him.
You do. Yeah. It's interesting. And again, if you can do it and if it doesn't hurt anyone, you know, more power to you.
Of course.
But, you know, not at the cost of sacrificing health and peace with your significant other and, you know, ruining your future for something that is a want, not a need.
And it's a luxury. It's not a necessity in any way.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, pretty thing that, you know, also tells time. Did I tell you I actually started looking at my watch for time?
For time?
Yeah, because I've never done that before. Like, I usually look at my phone to tell what time it is.
Let's go.
And now, for the past few days, I noticed I kept looking at my watch to see what time it is. And I was like, oh my God, the world we're living in. We actually use our watches for time.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And you're actually paying attention.
Yeah.
Because you know how often I look at my watch and I still don't know what time it is?
You're just looking at it because it's pretty.
I'm just looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to take it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. The thing about it, though, is, I mean, it can happen with a phone as well. Like if you're having a conversation with someone and you're checking your phone, that's disrespectful. But the same can be said of like you looking at your wrist, doing a wrist roll, and we're like, oh, look at the time.
First of all, I was by myself. Second of all, that's even better because then they can tell you really want to get out of that conversation. Because that's your phone. You can look to see maybe I got an email or maybe someone texted me or, you know, whatever. You're looking at your watch to be like, okay, what time is it? Please get me out of this conversation. So that's even ruder. I like it.
By the way, as you were describing I feel like an alien that was sent to Earth and I hit my head and I forgot my mission. That was Goku's mission. It was
to study humans?
Sent to Earth to assess the population, grow, get strong, and then take over the planet.
No, they wouldn't send me to take over the planet. They would just send me to just gather data. I'm way too weak to take over anything.
With that attitude.
Take over the chocolate factory.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to maybe answer a question that a listener sent in?
I can try.
We'll have fun with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So let's do it. Let's do a Q&A. I'll ask the Q. You provide the A.
Right, as you do.
As I do. And then I'll try to do an A as well. Mm-hmm. Same Q, different A.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So this one, I think I've spoken about it before, but it was sent in by Watching Bonsai on Instagram, who is a sweetheart, and he's a very, very nice man. Hello.
Hello.
The question that Watching Bonsai sent in is, what's your advice for someone who just recently caught the watch bug and just came into watches?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess do your research and find out what you like, what you don't like. Not only in terms of watches, but in terms of brands as well. Because a brand, can stand for a lot of things these days. This may sound rude, but it's me. It's okay. Don't ask people for opinions and like, oh, what do you think about this? I don't know why that bothers me. Like, you should make your own decision on what you like. Like, who cares what someone else thinks about? Like, if you like it, buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. That's it. It doesn't matter what people around you think about it. If they like it, if they don't like it. I feel like a lot of people do that nowadays. They just ask for opinions left and right. So yeah, don't ask anyone. Just do you.
No, solid advice.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. It's not that, what advice do you have for people? And then you saying don't ask for advice, but more of a...
No, I didn't say advice. I said opinions. Like, if you find something that you like and you feel like you want to buy it and you feel like it's the right thing for you, do it. Don't ask your colleagues like, hey, do you like this watch? Because who cares? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter. Ask for advice, I don't know, from your financial planner, maybe, if it's an expensive watch.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
They're going to say don't do it.
Well, maybe not.
Unless the $24.99.
Yeah. The only opinion that matters is yours.
Well said. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I agree. A lot of people reach out and go, hey, should I do this or should I do this? And the answer is formulated differently, but the core message is the same. And that is, I don't know your situation. I don't know your likes, your dislikes. I don't know what your budget is. And I don't know, where you'll be in a week's time, a year's time, 5 years' time. Our likes and our, preferences change over time. So really, it's a sort of a losing battle to ask someone, should I do this or should I do that?
Yeah, because you don't know their situation. What if they have, all the money that they have saved, they're going to spend it on a watch now? Like, I would never say do that,
Yeah.
But if you don't know their situation and you say, yeah, go ahead, it's an awesome watch, buy it. You just kind of push them into the wrong direction.
Yeah. Yep. So I guess the A to this Q is do you, and it's okay to sort of ask for people's advice, but at the end of the day, your opinion and what you want to do matters the most. So go with that. Because honestly, yeah, if you buy something because everyone else likes it, let's say in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, you'd be like, why do I have this? Why did I spend so much money?
That's literally the world we're living in, of hype watches, where everyone wants that one watch because everyone else wants it.
And they're clouded. Their judgment is clouded. They're not sure if they actually like it, or are they just being carried by that wave of, this is so cool.
Yeah, that's what I think. They're being carried by that wave of, oh my God, it's the watch. Well, it's the watch for someone, not for everyone.
Yeah. Well done. All right. I think we're getting towards the tail end. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I'm fine with this watch. Thank you so much for this watch. I'm fine with it. I love it forever and ever. Yeah, no, that's it.
Cool.
We should do this more often.
We should.
Yeah.
I'll have my people call your people.
Right. So do I get a check for this in the mail, or how do we...
I'll tell you what, you can get paid in a watch.
No, money works better, I find.
We should discuss this over dinner.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
You're buying.
Okay, we're just gonna go in the kitchen. It's like,
you're cooking then.
I will cook. I will cook. It's yeah. Or we order because it's too hot.
Okay.
All right, thanks, babe. We'll do this again. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And on that note, it's time to conclude this episode of the Timist Podcast Series. A sincere thank you for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself and had some fun along the way. If you did, then please push all the buttons that will help you hear more of us in the future. And a special thank you to my co-host and wife, Flavia, for joining. If you want to continue the conversation, you can. Find me at the Timist IG on Instagram. Just remember to put an underscore in between each word. Thanks for listening. I'm the Timist. Be well, and I'll catch you in the next one.